Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. And sure appreciate you guys coming around with us, and we love it. We love you guys, and thanks for making us a part of your day. And Brahim, how is you? Portland, Oregon. Hi, Mike from Norland. You guys are always up near the top. And Carol from Moncton, New Brunswick, good morning. And Nativity, how are you? Mary, good morning. And Anna from Hamner. And Kathy on vacation in PEI. Hi, John from Elgin, Illinois. Darlene. Wendy from London. Fran from Orangeville, Nick from our staff, and Sharon from Texas. Must be hot. Leela, Werner, Wendy from Markham. Good morning. And Barbara from Cape Breton. Gloria, New York. Georgie, Halifax. Betty Lynn, good morning. Arlene, good morning. Margie, Kansas, and Catherine from Springdale, Newfoundland, and Rosalinda from the Kidneys of Canada, Niagara Falls. Carrie, Nebraska. Maria, good morning. Kevin from cloudy Oshawa. Bill, good morning. Huguette, bonjour. Traveling. Elaine, good morning. St. John's, Newfoundland, and Nick from Sudbury, Sherry, Mississauga, and Gloria, San Antonio, Texas, 109 degrees. Woo! Veronica, good morning. Bonnie, Rita, and Edith, good morning to you. Eva, we appreciate you coming on. Denise, Oakville. Ashley, good morning. And Faye from Terrace, British Columbia. Karen from Indianapolis. And Andrea, Nouveau-Brunswick, bonjour. Gaston, Chelmsford. Brenda, Hamilton. Nina, Chatham, Kent. Couple of more. Donna, good morning. Micheline, bonjour. Diane, Ottawa, and Sandy from Washington State, Margaret, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Okay, 2 new studies that I read, and, I guess this could be the week of 2 studies. Yesterday, I looked at 2 studies on the brain. And today I'm going to look at 2 studies that involve the brain. One of them is on schizophrenia, and the other one on MS. And what are we learning? There seems to be a common denominator according to these 2 studies. Both of them. Okay, now let me read one of the, they did a 10-person autopsy 10 autopsies on people that died, obviously, but they had MS, 10 of them. You know what they found in all 10? Parasites in the brain or in the central nervous system. Parasites. The other one was schizophrenia. According to this study, the presence of Toxoplasma gondii, I used to see those in the office, T. gondis, parasites. And in schizophrenia. Now, the study wasn't saying that parasites caused schizophrenia. what they were saying in the study is that it seems that people who have schizophrenia also have parasites. People who have MS also have parasites in the brain. Now, let's talk about that for a minute. Because, again, I'm going to bring you back to the microbiome. Okay? I'm going to bring you back to the microbiome. Most of the microbiome of your body, remember, 3 to 5 pounds of it, 3 to 5 pounds of bacteria. We call it the microbiome. Most of it is in your gut. It's not all in your gut. You have microbiome everywhere. Anywhere where you have mucus around your organs, your brain, blah, blah, blah. You got bacteria. On your skin, bacteria. You don't see it, but it's there. Okay? But the microbiome, the more we study it, we talked last week about the microbiome and autism. New studies coming out confirming what I've been saying for over 40 years, that leaky gut, leaky brain. Okay? Now, parasites. Okay? Parasites. We're surrounded by. Today, okay? Now, guys, okay, please don't be offended, okay? Because I'm just teasing, okay? If you know me, I like to laugh, number one. Laugh at myself. That's an important part of your life, by the way. Lighten up and take yourself a little less seriously. Okay? No, but guys, I've been given an honorary degree, okay? I got a PhD in nutrition, but I got another one. It's an honorary one in obituaryology. Okay? You didn't know that, did you? Well, I do. I've got an honorary degree in obituaryology. My wife gave it to me, okay? From the University of Rosie. Okay, she gave me one because she said, you're always looking at obituaries. That's morbid. I said, well, first of all, I look at obituaries to make sure I'm not in there, first of all. And then second of all, I like reading obituaries. I do. Okay? And here's what's changed, okay? Because remember, I got a PhD in obituaryology. Here's what's changed in the last 20 years that I never used to see in obituaryologies, or rarely. You know what I see today in obituaries? People and their pets, okay? Like, I read one yesterday, and this lady died of cancer, surrounded by her loved ones, including her pet, Fido, or whatever the pet's name was. I can't remember. Now, guys, if you love your pets, good for you. Okay? Good for you. It's just that's a big change, okay? From when I was a kid. I'm not saying we didn't have pets. All I'm saying is now it seems, in Canada, I'll just give you an example. In Canada, young people are having pets, not children. And that's why we have such a mass migration. Immigrants coming in. Last year, I think it was 500,000. And this year they're gonna be 1 million. Hey, I don't blame anybody. They want to come and immigrate into Canada. All I'm saying is that one of the reasons we're doing it, because we're not having kids anymore. Okay? Canadians are in a deficit count. Okay? Anyway, let's get back to pets. I used to tell my patients, and actually I wrote, I can't remember which one it was. I think maybe 2 books. One of them was Secrets Your Doctor Won't Share With You. And it might have been in Serial Killers, 2 hormones that want you dead. And in there, I actually had a chapter on you're sleeping with the enemy. Okay? And people go, what? What are you talking about? I said, well, if you sleep with your pet, and many do, okay? Many do. And I tell them, don't do that. You're not meant to sleep with your pet. And the reason is, especially cats, is parasites. Like you're not supposed, and nobody talks about it because nobody wants to offend PETA, like the lovers of pets. Well, I said, look, I'm not telling you to throw your pet out. I'm just telling you to throw your pet out of your bed. Because you're going to get parasites. And according to these 2 new studies, parasites are involved in schizophrenia. They're involved in MS. And I tell you, they're involved in almost all neurological disorders. Now, let me remind you of something. Now, if you get like cat scratch, okay? Your cat scratches you, you can get a parasite. It's a lot of ways that people get T. gondis, plasmodium gondii. Okay, those are specifically, mostly from cats. Okay, and and cat litter. But, okay, so that's one way. You touch that, whatever, it gets into your system, or you get a cat scratch, or you get your dog licks you. I see people, I'm telling you, they kiss their dogs. And some people French kiss them. Are you kidding me? Okay, now don't get mad. Okay, don't get mad. I tell people, what? And then they turn around and put a mask on. Are you kidding me? Anyway, guys, again, you better have a sense of humor. Because I'm coming at you to tease you. Okay? But, now, another way, and this is where I'm getting back to the microbiome, that parasites get into your system, okay, is through a condition called leaky gut. And the vast majority of people have leaky gut, and they have no idea. They don't have a little red light on the top of their head that's telling them, hey, you got leaky gut. They don't know. Because when people think leaky gut, they think of digestive symptoms. No. Millions and millions and millions of North Americans have digestive symptoms. But that doesn't mean you have leaky gut necessarily. You probably do, but not necessarily. Remember, leaky gut can manifest itself in other areas of your body and not in your digestive tract. You can have leaky gut and have leaky brain. You can have leaky gut and have leaky joints. You can have leaky gut and have leaky sinuses. You can have leaky gut and have leaky lungs and leaky skin. And you don't even have, doc, I don't have leaky gut. I said, why? How do you know that? Well, I don't have any, my gut's good. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a little microscopic lining that you have in your body between your gut and your blood. And if that lining gets compromised, you can have parasites go in there. And they don't belong in your blood. They shouldn't be in your blood. But if you don't have what I call the border guards, right? Just try to get into the United States today, my Canadian friends. Try and get into the United States today. Just try it. Try to get in without a passport. You ain't getting in. I'm sorry. Someone says, well, between Windsor and Detroit, you could just swim the river. Yeah, try it. There'll be a boat. I remember when we had a boat. We had a 30-foot craft. And we were thinking about, here we are in Sudbury, we were thinking about going on the North Channel of Lake Huron and then, going to the Sioux and then crossing. But it's complicated because you got to cross that border. And you better have all your papers and you better have permission. Because they're pretty nasty. Well, guys, your body is like that. Your body is nasty. It doesn't allow anything to come in that bloodstream that doesn't belong. Unless you don't have border guards. And that little lining is made up of bacteria. You can't see it. It's on your side. It keeps bad guys out, including parasites. And when I used to see parasites in the blood, and the way medicine tests for parasites is they usually do a stool analysis. Yeah, but that's out of your body. I used to see parasites in blood, and I used to tell patients, well, that don't belong there. You know what I know for sure? You got leaky gut. And one of the ways your body protects you. This is another thing that, I don't talk about enough, but that is the importance of cholesterol. Okay? And do you know that when you have a yeast or fungus, you know what's on your side? Are those carriers like cholesterol. Cholesterol is, going through your bloodstream as, think of trucks. What a hitch. They got a hitch on the back. And when they see triglycerides, right? You and I know what they are. 3 fat balls. They hitch their wagon to that. And they pick it up. And they bring it back to the liver for metabolism. But do you know what else cholesterol does? And cholesterol is on your side. Why do you want to have low cholesterol? Don't be duped. Cholesterol is on your side. God doesn't trust you. 85% of cholesterol is made in your liver. Your body makes it. Why? Because you need it. And they made cholesterol a boogeyman. They made cholesterol a disease. We better lower your cholesterol. Why? when it's on your side? It's a good guy. Why blame the police because they're at the crime scene? Why blame the firemen when they're at the fire? Don't blame the good guys. Cholesterol's the good guys. Triglycerides are the bad guys. Cholesterol's on your side, but not only to pick up triglyceride, they pick up yeast, candida, parasites. They transport them back to the liver to get broken down, and your body detoxes them out of the bloodstream. But here we are today in 2023. And I'll tell you, these stories, these studies will be buried deep into the ground. You won't hear about them. They're not sexy. They don't follow any narratives. And look, I'm not saying that MS is caused by parasites. But I'll tell you one thing that I used to see in my office without exception. When someone had MS, they had a boatload of fungus and parasites because they had leaky gut, you see. It was the leaky gut. Their microbiome had been compromised. Their border guards weren't there to protect them. And again, I go back to what causes leaky gut. Well, lots of things cause leaky gut because that border gets compromised whenever you take an antibiotic. It'll wipe you out, man. It'll wipe out all your good guys. Okay. You need an antibiotic. I get it. I'm on your side. Doc, I got an infection. Okay, take care of it. I'm on your side. But take care of the side effects of antibiotics. Don't fool yourself. And guys, by the way, antibiotics are everywhere. They're in the soil. They're everywhere. You know, we use antibiotic-like pesticides and herbicides, and you're not going to get away from that. We live in a world, you know, full of things like that. Where are you going to go? From drinking water to almost everything you eat is somewhat tainted, even if it's fully organic. We live in that world, guys. It's better to know that than bury your head in the sand. Some people don't want to hear about it. I remember telling a lady, you know, you've heard my story about the cat, right? But that was it's a true story. A lady came in the office, and this is years ago. But I saw all these mast cells, M-A-S-T, okay? Somebody was asking about mast cells the other day and hormones and all. Well, I looked at mast cells all day long, okay? And they release histamine, okay? So if you see a lot of mast cells, well, you know, I didn't even know this lady. First time I ever saw her. I said to her, well, you got allergies. She said, how do you know that? I said, well, look at all the mast cells I'm looking at. And she said, yeah, I'm allergic. I said, what are you allergic to? My cat. I said, you're allergic to your cat. Yep. I said, well, get rid of it. She said, I can't. True story. You know what I said? Well, then I can't help you. And I used that story for diabetes. Okay? I used that story. I told that story 1,000 times. I mean it. Ask my staff. They tell you. They got tired of the cat story. Well, I said, you have diabetes. You have an allergy. You have an allergy to carbohydrates. What? Yeah. That's what diabetes is. It's an allergy to carbs. What? Yeah. So I said, get rid of carbs. I can't do that. I said, well, then I can't help you. Well, doc, I'm on medication and I eat carbs. I said, okay, but that's going to end poorly. I'm just telling you that right now. I guarantee, I don't care how many meds you're on. They have a shelf life. Those meds are going to expire, meaning that it's only a matter of time that if you don't get off the Titanic, and if you're a diabetic, you already hit the iceberg. I said, if you don't get into that lifeboat now and change your life around and get off the carbohydrates, I said, I don't care if you take metformin, if you take glyburide, you take any medication that keeps your blood sugar down, I don't care. It's going to end in disaster. Your eyes, your heart, cancer, kidneys, it don't matter. You're going to lose your legs. You're going to lose because you have an allergy. You and carbs don't get along. Yeah, but I love carbs. I love my cat. Okay, I get it. Quit sleeping with it. I know, guys. Hey, I don't make these studies up, guys. I don't. These are studies. What do you want me to tell you? Not report them? Because some people are offended by them? Hey. Don't report me to PETA. Okay? I'm just telling you what these studies have shown. Now, just let me finish up on parasites. Okay? The key is protecting yourself. The key. And there's two things especially that I want to mention. One of them is probiotics. Okay? Probiotics. Because if you get a broad spectrum probiotic, there are certain strains of bacteria, the friendly guys, that are really anti-parasitical. Okay? And one of them is L. rhamnosus, and the other one is L. reuteri. I love those two strains. I have them in my probiotic as my immune busting formula. It really does help. Boosting, not busting. Immune, not busting, but boosting formula. And there's a method to my madness because I have been studying bacteria for 50 years or more. And, different strains do different things. We talked about, or I did last week, I talked about on the, remember the autistic studies? And they showed that one of the things missing in autistic children was bifidum, the bifidum bacteria. That strain, that tribe. When they get an autistic child and they analyze their microbiome, they got no more bifidum. Okay? And it gets wiped out. And that's why, guys, I always talked about antibiotics. And even, I had failed to mention one of them was Tylenol. Not the antibiotic, of course, but an over-the-counter medication. And there's studies showing that Tylenol seems to have an effect. Just stuff that we take for granted. We take this stuff, you got a headache and you take Tylenol, you don't even think of it. And they give it to women who are pregnant. And by the way, only women can get pregnant. I know. Dr. Martin, you're not woke. I know. I'm too old to be woke. No, but women that take Tylenol, they don't think about it. It's safe. Oh, Tylenol safe for the baby. And they're saying, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. We know antibiotics, and they're wonderful things. But it's what they're seeing with autistic kids is this whole bifidobacterium. It's gonzo. It's been wiped out. It's been carpet bombed. And when you get parasites and they invade, they get into your brain. And we talked about schizophrenia, and we talked about the MS. And who knows about Parkinson's? One thing we know about Parkinson's, they got yeast coming out the wazoo in their brain. And yeast, too, is a carrier of parasites into the brain. You got a bad wagon and a good wagon. Your good wagons are cholesterol. They hitch their wagon to take garbage out of your body. And you got bad wagons like yeast, and they take heavy metals, and parasites latch onto them. They get into the brain. The best thing you can do is take a broad spectrum probiotic and reknit that border and replace the bacteria. And the other one is oil of oregano. Guys, I'm telling you, oil of oregano is a natural antibiotic. It's a natural antiviral, but it is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful antiparasitic. You got a cat? You better be taking oil of oregano. If you kiss your dog, okay, remember now, okay? This is a pet-friendly show, so don't come after me. Some people, I had patients that just, I'm telling you, they were so insulted that I would talk about a pet. I said, well, quit sleeping with it. Okay, guys. Did you have fun? And did you know that I had a PhD in obituariology? You didn't even know that, did you? Okay, guys, we got a great week. Still coming to a theater near you. Okay? The newest and the best in health news. The newest studies, hot off the presses in health news. You're going to get them right here on this program. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Guys, it's the word of mouth about the podcast the doctor is in. Okay? Get them to download it on their favorite smart device. Okay? And listen to it. We appreciate it. Our community is growing. We got 1.5 million just about downloads on our Doctors In podcast. Guys, that's you guys sharing, you guys telling people. We appreciate that. Okay? Love ya. Talk to you soon.